Hello again, this is Carol King, the founder and developer of Custom Homebuilders Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing and accounting program designed specifically for custom home builders. This video is going to be about an update in July 2022 that has to do with the builder and the home buyer being able to actually sign signature approvals of change orders online. So let's get started. First of all, I do want to spend a little bit of time talking to customers that have had CHS for quite a while and what changes you may need to make because of this. So what I'm going to do is go to the place where it says COs in the menu, and then I'm going to select change orders. Now most of the time it's much quicker to just use this button in the top left for active jobs dashboard, then select a job, and then use the various menu features there just to work on change orders for that job. But first of all, I'm just going to decide to go to the overall change orders menu. Here you can select a job and work on things for the job, and you can get other reviews of all change orders for all jobs basically and do various searches here. So that's the point of the menu, but usually you'd be working on the active jobs dashboard. But what I'm going to talk about here is that you're probably going to need to do a little bit of changing on your change order styles that you set up for printing change orders. So let's click this Set Up Change Order Styles, and let's add or edit change order styles. The new feature is that the builder can sign approval of the change order and a home buyer can sign approval. Therefore, on change order printouts, CHS has added a builder signature line and a buyer signature line at the end of every change order printout. If you have set up a change order style that has some blank builder and buyer signature lines on it, you will be wanting to go ahead and get rid of those. If I do CO and set up edit or style, and you can watch some other videos or watch how to do styles, but first of all you can set up a style. We have one called CO that says change order at the top. You of course can have some other title at the top if you don't like the word change order. But what I'm going to do is take a look down here in this box and notice that I don't have any builder signature lines in here anymore, and I used to right here have some signature lines. But in my main body of my text, I took it out in order to do this video so that there's no blank signature lines in this main body. So let's close that. Let's take a look at this one that we say is John Doe signature, which we'll probably just get rid of. But notice how the undersigned has this. They uploaded a copy of the signature, and then they have a blank line for buyer signature. So they had done various things in the old one. So if I was going to edit that, I would want to take this out, all the buyer signature thing, because CHS itself is going to add that in. And I'm going to backspace, and I backspaced out that uploaded signature of John Doe's signature. And then I would submit it. So I just wanted to be sure that you do that. I'm actually going to get rid of this one that says John Doe signature and not have it there anymore, because you're going to sign it in a different way, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So let's close this, and let's actually go to the active jobs dashboard like I was suggesting for working on change orders. And I'm going to use my commonly used demo job that I use, and I'll do Smith John. So you can see that everything on this screen, if I clicked it, would relate to Smith John. Over on that change orders menu, I'd have to keep selecting the job and then having these kinds of things open underneath for it. It's much quicker to run around, be able to see effects of change orders on the ECC for the job, all kinds of things for this particular job. But what I'd like you to notice, for my older customers, something that's going to change that you'll notice that is different. I'm clicking on change orders approved, and by approved it means that you have selected yes, that the builder approved it at some point in time, either when you first set up the change order or later you clicked a button saying approve this change order. By doing builder approved, it means that the costs you've estimated for the change order will show up on the estimated cost at completion. If the builder has not approved it, those costs will not show up. So builder approval means that you are wanting it to go ahead and affect what you're projecting your cost to be right now, etc. for change orders. I'm going to click this one way down here at the bottom to open the change order. If there were multiple lines, you would see them here, but notice that this is saying this change order has been marked as builder approved. See up here how it says builder approved? That's new, where it's showing you this stuff up here. This change order has been marked as builder approved, but there is no builder signature to print on the change order. This means that any hard copy of the change order you have stored or will store later will not have your signature on it. Do you want to sign a builder approval of this change order now? Let's sign the change order. And I'll just sign it as Carol King, in my funny way of doing it online. And one thing you need to do is you need to click Commit first, and then you do Submit. Your builder approval signature has been saved, but a hard copy of the change order was not found. It's not required that you have a hard copy right now, and in a second we'll see that when you select one of the change order printouts and then store it as a hard copy, that's the copy that the buyer online will see before they sign their approval of the change order. So you're selecting a change order printout and storing it, and you will know that that's what the buyer is going to be seeing. To store a hard copy of the CO with your signature for a buyer online to see, click the Print This CO button, then open the appropriate CO printout for the buyer to see, and follow prompts when it closes to create a hard copy that has your signature on it. So we've stored a signature to go with this particular change order whenever we print it. So let's go to Print This CO like it was saying. And as you've seen in other various things, there's different CO printouts you can choose from. My favorite actually is with effects on the contract price, especially if you're going to store a hard copy. So if you go down here, you will see that CHS at the very end of it has added these lines. It's put the company name here, it put that signature that I did, it's put my name, it's put July 24th on here. So anyway, this line right here is here because we have opened in an HTML web report, which is not formatted as well. So once you export it to PDF and you scroll down, you'll see that that line is no longer around here, and there's not a signature by John and Linda Smith, the home buyers. So you wouldn't want to have some signature. This is the main body that you set up with your CO style, and you would not want to have either the builder or the home buyer signature in your main body of your change orders anymore, because CHS is going to stick these lines, and if we haven't signed it yet, it's going to be blank just like this John and Linda Smith. So I wanted you to know that that's the first step you should take, is take care of your change order styles. Now when I close this particular view, it's going to ask me if I want to store a hard copy. If I do not store a hard copy and the home buyer goes online and tries to click the button to approve all lines on the change order, it's going to pop up and it's going to say your builder has not stored a hard copy for you to sign yet. Please ask your builder to store a hard copy. So you could come back here, choose one of these that you want them to see, look at them all, and then decide which one you might want to store. I'm going to go ahead and store a hard copy. What it does is it's uploading it to AWS, creating it, doing all sorts of things, and then opening the window that goes with your file cabinet so that you can tag it with various things. But CHS is tagged to show the buyer. Smith John said that it's a hard copy of change order, CO hard copy. You can't change the type because the type controls which one they see. If you make a new hard copy for this change order, this one will be replaced by your new hard copy. And when the buyer signs behind the scenes, CHS will update this hard copy, and you will get a comment sent by email that your buyer has signed approval of the change orders, like you may be used to already. So I wanted you to see that it is now in your file cabinet. If for some reason you want to copy the short URL to the change order and put it in an email to your home buyer, etc., you can. Of course, they would need to get online to have their signature show up on that hard copy. So let's close this. Now what I'd like to do is talk about the home buyer being online and signing. First of all, you need to set the home buyer up online, and from right here you can edit the job setup, and that's where you do that. You could also do that from the jobs list and do a pencil edit icon. First of all, you would need to set the buyer up as a payer, which we have done already, and then select that payer to be the buyer for this particular job. Then you do set up buyer online access, and this one's already set up. You can leave it at no and they won't be able to get on, or come change it to no when you're ready for them not to get on anymore. But it's yes and it's password, and this won't work if you try to go try it out there after watching this video. This happens to be a cost plus job, so the builder has selected all kinds of things that the buyer can see, included budgeted and marked up costs for the budget, estimated cost at completion, approved change orders, unapproved change orders, and they let them see the actual cost because it is a cost plus, so this builder is being a very open book to them. But if you uncheck various ones of these things, they won't be able to see that. We definitely want the change orders checkmarked here. So what I'm going to do is take a moment, and I'll be right back, to open the Home Buyer Online. First of all, let me open that one more time. I wanted to point out something to you. Set up Buyer Online Access, and after you do it all, you can open a buyer invitation to send to them. It opens as a PDF, and you can download it and save it and send it in any way that you want. We don't automatically send this because of the password stuff that's on it, but you should send this PDF to your home buyer. It's an invitation for them to use their portal online. Okay, this is what the home buyer will see based on all the things that the builder said that they should be able to see. Some of these buttons won't be here. If it's a fixed contract, they probably won't see actual job costs, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But we do want to take a look at the builder approved change orders. Now notice right here, if I do this one that we were looking at, it shows builder approval, and then buyer approval is empty. So they can look at all this. There could be some notes by builder all about the change order here, etc. Or they could print this CO if there's a hard copy, and they can take a look at it before they decide to approve it. So here's the hard copy. If there had not been a hard copy that we stored, it would have popped up and said, "There's no hard copy, please ask your builder to do a hard copy for you to see." So they could look this all over before they decide to sign approval. So let's close that, and let's do approve all lines on this CO. And what we're going to do is, let's just be the wife, Linda Smith or something. That sort of looks like Linda Smith. It's going to insist that they type in their name so we know, if we can't read the signature, who it was that actually signed approval of this change order. And then I'll submit it. It says, is it okay to approve all lines on the change order using your signature, type name, and today's date? Yes, approve all CO lines. What's happening is CHS is also sending a comment and an email out to probably the builder on the job, etc., saying that they have approved those lines on the change order. Now let's click to open this. What this is CHS has replaced the hard copy with a copy that has the buyer signature on it today. So there you go. So I wanted you to do that. I wanted you to know there's a way to sign, but now I'd like you to see the effects. If I say, oh no, I didn't mean to sign it, it does not allow the buyers just to randomly come in and sign and then unsign, because now you've been told as a builder that they did approve it. It says when this was signed, a hard copy was made and sent to your builder. Since your builder may have taken some action due to receiving your approval of the CO, please discuss the removal of your approval with your builder. If the builder agrees to remove your approval, that must be done by the builder or their staff by opening the change order in CHS and then using the tool to remove your approval. So let's go back to CHS and be a CHS user again. And let's open those approved change orders again. And let's go back to that change order 17. Now notice over here we have buyer approval, Linda Smith over here. Buyer approved all lines, yes. So if there's some big reason they go, oh, I didn't mean to sign it, or you really have had a hard discussion with them about some changes you're going to make to the change order, somebody with a high permission level in CHS can come here and remove buyer approval. Are you absolutely sure it is okay to remove the buyer's approval? And again, this requires high permission level. That's going to remove the buyer's signature and the hard copy of the change order. It doesn't mean that it unapproves the builder approval. If I try to unapprove this change order and say, are you sure you want to unapprove this? It says a hard copy of this change order was found in your file cabinet. Since a buyer online may have seen a hard copy with your approved signature, the builder approval cannot be removed. To remove the hard copy of this CO, click the print this CO thing and then use the small red X in the hard copy section that opens to try and remove the hard copy. So let's go here and let's see what happens if I try to use this small red X. Is it okay to try to remove the hard copy of this change order? The buyer has approved the hard copy of this change order, therefore the hard copy cannot be removed unless a user with high permission level removes the buyer approval, just like we were talking about. Now that we have, at the request of several builders, where the buyer can sign online, if they do sign online, we've got to sort of act in a legal, responsible way and do certain steps. If I do this thing to remove the buyer approval, there will be an audit record about that, and an email will be sent out to the home buyer, etc., saying that the builder has removed your approval of this change order. Now I'd like to show you a few things. If I try to click an X to delete this, I'm going to get a thing about the buyer signing and I can't delete it. If I try to edit it, it's going to look different for you, and it's going to say has hard copy or is buyer approved. And you'll notice all these things are dimmed out. You cannot change them after the buyer has approved it. The only thing you can change is the internal notes. So again, like I said, you do have a way out of all this, and that's that you remove the buyer approval in case there's something you just absolutely have to change after they approved it. So it's all locked down right now. If there were notes to the buyer, you would see them here, but you wouldn't be able to edit. I didn't do any notes on this one. So that's what's different. Also, if you try to add a new line, it's going to tell you the same thing. Editing is different. If you close this and you try to change the main title, it's going to say the buyer has signed. If you try to change the CO number, you'll get the same thing. And if you try to move it to another job, you'll get the same kind of message. The buyer has signed approval. So hopefully this gives you a little idea of some of the things that you're going to start seeing all of a sudden that you're not used to if you're an older customer of CHS. But it also gives new customers an idea of how the builder approval and the buyer approval work in CHS on change orders. Thank you for watching.